1700 AD, the physical destruction of the Hindu civilization happened. The direct reference from the story of civilization, our Oriental heritage, the reference from the book by Will Durant, he says, the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughters of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to slave markets, and the destruction of temples carried out by the warriors of Islam during 800 AD to 1700 AD. Millions of Hindus were converted to Islam by sword during this period. Millions were raped and murdered and dismembered. And in the words of Abdul Wasaf from Tajiyat ul Amsar, describing the Islamic law prescribing Hindus as conveyed to Alauddin Khilji by his quasi-legal advisor, Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must with the greatest humility offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit into a Hindu's mouth, Hindu should open it wide for the purpose. God created the Hindus to be slaves for Mohammedans. The Prophet hath ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death and their property confiscated. To keep the Hindus at basement is especially a religious duty because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. On the left side, you see a picture of Hindu women who were forced to wear garlands made from the bodies of butchered children. 200 million Hindus slaughtered by the Muslim invaders, 100,000 temples destroyed, and 1 million deities and scriptures destroyed. In the words of Kanha Dade Prabandha, he says, the conquering enemies, armies, burnt villages, devastated the land, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children, and the women of all classes captive, flagged with thongs of rawhide, carried by a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners into weak-willed Turks. The next phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization started with the British occupation from 1700 to 1947 AD, which led to the economic and psychological destruction of Hindu civilization. In the words of Will Durant, he says, I have seen great people starving to death before my eyes, and I am convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not as a beneficiary claim to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all of recorded history. The British Empire used all possible means to destroy Hindu civil and cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous people of India so that they become slaves in their own hand. The cunning strategies used by the British were discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority, engineered famines to starve natives into submission, annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine native rule, mistranslated Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives, destroyed indigenous Gurukul education system, destroyed the local industries and forced the importation of British goods, and banned Indians from owning or producing firearms. During the British occupation, $45 trillion were looted from India over 200 years. 45 million Hindus killed due to famines and poverty imposed by British policies and reprisal killings for 1970, 1857 mutiny. 680 Hindu nations served by the British Raj. In the words of the Member of the Parliament of India, Shashi Tharoor, he says, the British came to one of the richest countries of the world. Over 200 years of exploitation, looting and destruction reduced it to a poster child of a third world poverty. However, things didn't stop just with the British occupation. Even after the independence of India, Hindus continued to face the destruction of the Hindu civilization. Now, in the words of Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, he says, what a disgusting and savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science, what are they before this black religious savagery? In the words of Ambedkar, who was the first Law Minister of India and the principal architect of the Indian Constitution, He says, if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, the Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy. The Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. These are the direct words of the India's first long minister. The modern Indian legal system, academia, and media all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize the Hindu institutions and culture. To give an example, the Indian Constitution established government control of government control and taxation over Hindu temples, schools, etc., while other religions are free from interference. The Article 26 to 30 of the Indian Constitution discriminate against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus through government benefits, scholarship, etc. Hindu kingdoms and self-governance has been abolished. Anti-superstition laws are passed to criminalize only Hindu practices. Mainstream Indian academics describe Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and oppressors. Negative media portrayals of Hindus in Bollywood TV and in television. Now, the media narratives are also used to abuse, demoralize, stereotype Hindus. Now, Bollywood and other mainstream media outlets consistently portray Hindu gods and gurus as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt, sex fiends in a manner similar to British imperial propaganda. The media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further political agendas. The racist British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, backwards, and dishonest and corrupt are perpetuated by their brown British successors in modern India unabated. So here you can see like the pictures of Hindu gods being ridiculed, Hindu gurus being shown as comedians, and all the villains, all the negative characters of the movies will always have Hindu symbols. All the negative characters will have Hindu symbols like Kumkum and Tripundri and Trishul, and all the heroes will be either anti-Hindu or secular. At least the way it is shown on the television. Now, what does that leave with, right? It is extremely important that we revive the Hindu nation so that we can re-establish the cultural, spiritual, political, economic, financial legitimacy of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So, a vision for a Hindu civilization as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityanand Paramashiva. Now, during the time of Mahabharata, we had 56 Hindu nations, 200 states, 11700 provinces, 10,000 sampradayas. However, in all of the 56, we, the Hindus, are persecuted. Now, we have lost all the 56. The last one to fall was Nepal. I am a collective voice of all persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. Now, this revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is for reviving the whole life of enlightened civilization and the greatest things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all offerings, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and its sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of the Hindu nation. Now, the administration of Kailasa. Kailasa is the revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how the enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamic Sanatana Hindu Dharma's scriptures. Being one of the most persecuted civilizations today, Hinduism is on the brink of extinction such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only through Hindu books. What can we do to stand up for this civilization and all that it has to offer to the world? Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and the restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without national identity. So, what can we do to save Hinduism? It is important that we reclaim our Hindu identity. Now, if you are healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, peaceful, happy, respectable, have a stable family, have a stable mental setup, understand Hinduism is responsible. Your Hindu identity is responsible. The Hindu scriptures are responsible for your successful life. It is the Hindu scriptures which give us the best mental setup, the powerful cognitions to lead our life. All the best things we have, the Hindus have. The Hindu scriptures are possible. Hindus are the richest and the most successful ethnic community in the world. The Hindu scriptures, Hindu lifestyle, our enlightened masters are responsible for this. The Hindu thought currents are responsible for our successes. And it is not just anti-Hindu elements being active, it is Hindus, we being inactive, is responsible for the whole destruction of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Let us now take responsibility for Hinduism and let all Hindus all over the world, let us reclaim our Hindu identity. So it is the responsibility of us Hindus to revive the enlightened civilization again and again and again and give all the gifts of enlightened civilization to humanity. The revival of the enlightened civilization, Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is and has become a dire need for humanity. So it is an invitation to all the Hindus, all living, born Hindus, practicing Hindus, those who are sympathetic towards Hinduism, those who are curious towards Hinduism, wanting to explore and enjoy Hinduism. We invite each and every one of you to be a part of this great revival of Kailasa. So why we need Kailasa, the only Hindu nation? What is the need of the Hindu nation and how it is needed for humanity? Let's listen to the Supreme Pontiff.
Contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music, in every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands some one corner of the world. If you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected. Not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all these scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than 1 cup of curd rice every day. That's all. Over. The world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? Interested in contributing. Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this Karma Bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach
Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Parama Shivapada, Sayujya.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Apologizing for the technical glitch. Just wanted to share that it is only through the revival of the Hindu nation Kailasa that we Hindus can take responsibility for the revival of Hinduism, for reviving all the things that Sanatana Hindu Dharma has to bring to the world, whether it is revival of the Hindu medicinal system, the Hindu educational system, the Hindu legal system, the Hindu the Hindu economy, the Hindu food, or the Hindu way of lifestyle, everything. The knowledge of enlightenment, the science of enlightenment, the Hindu libraries, the Hindu scriptures, everything can be revived only if we are able to revive Kailasa, the only Hindu nation. So let's all join hands, and Devi Parashakti herself has revealed that if Hindus, we do not take responsibility to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, then it is the biggest miss. It is our responsibility and the duty of every Hindu born to Hindu parents. It is our duty, and we have committed to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And now we are in the age of the avatar. So it is our responsibility, every Hindu's responsibility, every Hindu who is born to Hindu parents, who is born to Hindu parents, it is our responsibility to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Come and join Kailasa. We invite every one of you who are watching us to come and join and offer your time, talent, and treasure. Be an e-Kailasian and become a part of this great grand revival. And that is the easiest way for us to express and to show the responsibility of protecting Sanatana Hindu Dharma is to be a part of Kailasa, the greatest and the only Hindu civilization nation. So with that, it's time for us to move on. And if you have any questions, and if you would like to share anything about Kailasa, you can go ahead and put it in the comments on YouTube. And we will be now moving on to the next part of this program, where we are going to share with you about how do we connect with Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways that we can connect with Devi Parashakti? Through the different offerings that we have, we'll be sharing that with you now.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
What are the various offerings that we have for Devi Parashakti? How can we connect with her as she lands to manifest through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism?
Contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have
So what are the different ways? The first offering that we have is the e-hundi offering. Now, the e-hundi offering is a way that we connect with Devi Parashakti and offer our gratitude for Devi Parashakti manifesting in our life. Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Vayapaha, Shambhavi, Sharada, Radhya, Sharmani, Sharmadayini. So, Devi Parashakti is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all the fears. Whatever fear that we may have, the fear, anxiety, whatever we may have, Devi Parashakti is sure to remove that fear. And it is stated that Devi can be worshipped, especially at this time when we are going through so much of fear and anxiety due to the pandemic and job loss and so many things that are happening. Just connect to Devi Parashakti every day. Literally, Devi Parashakti thanks to bless us all, to shower us with the boons, to protect us from whatever the deadly pandemic. She says, none of my devotees, just hold on to my faith. None of my devotees will be affected with corona. So just pray to Devi Parashakti, connect with her, and offer your gratitude in the form of e-hundi offering. You can offer any amount in the e-hundi. It is like we go to a temple and we put some money in the temple hundi. So here we are doing it online. So you can offer your gratitude to Devi Parashakti by visiting tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. I request the NTV operator to please project the link for the offerings. The next offering that we have is that of the Sankalpa, where you pray to Devi Parashakti to receive our blessings and grace in our life. Taitan mohyate vishwam shaiva vishwam prasuyate chaya chitta cha vijanam tushta arugyam prayachati. The goddess enchants the universe, and she has prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So the 12th chapter, the 34th verse of Devi Mahatmya says, offering the sankalpa, the conscious resolution to Devi Parashakti. Blesses the person offering with all the fruition of the desires and wishes that he is burning for. So pray to Devi Parashakti, offer the conscious resolution to Devi Parashakti to receive her blessings and grace. The next offering that we have is that of the Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, where you offer a gold coin to Devi Parashakti and you manifest the various dimensions of Devi Parashakti. So the Sahasranama Swarna Kasu is like offering of a gold coin to Devi Parashakti and to manifest her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, her imperishable qualities of Devi Parashakti, you manifest that in your life. The next offering is that of the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. It comes in three sizes, small, medium, and large, $251, $501, and $750. So the Mukta Anguti, the reference from the Meenakshi Pancharatnam, Muktahara Lasat Kirita Ruchiram Purnendu Vakta Prabham Sinchannu Purakinkini Manidaram Padma Prabha Basuram Sarvabhishta Palapradam Girisudam Vani Rama Sevitam Meenakshim Pranadosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidhim. I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has a garland of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vadi and Rama. I remain bowing to goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. So offer the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, to Devi Parashakti. So offering of a Mukta Anguti and receive the blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. So the offering of the Mukta Anguti is $251. The next offering that we have is that of the Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus. Now, in the Kamika Agama verse, it says, Ashta Vidyesha Rupeta Kumbhavarna Samyutam Sarve Shashrutra Vastadya Hema Pankaja Bhushitaha Sapi Dana Chachu Saku Chascha Pakapilva Parapradaha Snapana Dhyaya Samsiddha Pramanena Samanvitaha. So, all the kalashas should be wound around with a suitable thread covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made out of gold. So, the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa to Devi Parashakti is only $600. Lotus is used in so many places in the Vedic tradition. Lotus is a divine flower. So, offering of the golden lotus to Devi Parashakti and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and the very being of Paramashiva in our inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life. The next offering that we have is that of the Swarna Mitti, the golden touring. Nakaditi Samchanna Namachana Tamoguna Patmadhya Praja Prabhajala Parakruta Saroruha. You whose brightness from the two nails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. So offer the Swarna Mitti to Devi Parashakti and to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life. Offering of the Swarna Mitti is $750. The next offering is that of the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry. The Swarna Mangtika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened. And offer the Swarna Mangtika to receive the overflowing gratitude, to express and to receive blessings of achieving the blissful state, overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. So it's only $750 and you'll be able to offer this jewelry to Devi Parashakti. The next offering that we have is that of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is an offering of gratitude, immense gratitude to Devi Parashakti, and the offering of the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of a cloth. You want to offer a sari to Devi Parashakti, you can offer the Vastra Seva, and offering of the Vastra Seva and Pratyaksha Pada Puja, both of them are $1,008, and you manifest all the auspiciousness and the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Sanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Parameshiva. So here are the various offerings that you can offer to Devi Parashakti. The E-Kundi offering, which can be any amount, and then you have the Sankalpa chanting, which is $1 per person, so you can offer any amount, and you can offer it for multiple people in your life also. Then the gold coin comes in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, $75, $151, and $251. Mukta Anguti, the pearl finger ring, also comes in 3 sizes. Swarna Padma Pushpa comes in 3 sizes. Swarna Mitti, the golden touring, and the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry, both of them are $750. And Pratyaksha Pada Puja and Vastra Seva are $1,008. So how do we go ahead and register? The link is being projected on the screen. So you go ahead for the online payment. If you already have and you're able to go ahead and make the payment today, you can. If you need help in manifesting, you want to offer but you do not have the resources to offer it, then you can fill the first form, tiny.cc/Bhavasamadhi, and we will connect with you and help you manifest. If you already are ready for the payment, directly you can go for the second link, tiny.cc/Devi-offerings, and after the payment, you will submit the details for the puja, for the names of your family members to be included in the puja. So I'll now take you through a walkthrough of how we can go ahead and make the payment. In the meanwhile, we'll give you a few minutes for you to go ahead and visit the site tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. Let's take a moment and visit tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. And when you go and visit that link, it will open up this page which shows the Parashakti Bhava Samadhi Darshan donations. And here you can choose what is the offering that you would like to do. So this page, I request every operator to project the link on the screen, tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. And you can choose any of the options or the offerings that we have. Let us say I want to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So I click on that and I say add to cart. When you add to cart, and then you can always come back and add anything else. Let's say you want to do a Pratyaksha Pada Puja and you want to offer a golden lotus. You want to do both. So go to add to cart and then you come back. Right click and say back. Go to the previous page again, and then you can choose any other offering that you would like to add to the offer. So you can just make like a one-time payment for all instead of doing single payment for each. So we come back, and here you say I want to offer like Sankalpa chanting, and you want to do it for 5 of your family members. Increase the quantity of the offering to 5, and then add to cart. Now, when you come to the card, it will say, okay, now $1,008 for Pada Puja and $5 for the Sankalpa chanting. It will show both. Verify the total amount and then proceed, go down and proceed to checkout. So here it says $1,008 and $5. And here if I want, I want for 6 people in my family, not 5. So you just put here number 6 and then say update to cart. It will now show $6. And then in the bottom, it will show the total amount. $1,008 plus $6 is $1,014. Okay, great. Click on proceed to checkout. Now, when you click on proceed to checkout, you will be directed to a page where you can enter your billing details, credit card details, all the payment related things. If you can enter that, and then go to the bottom of the page and click on purchase or place order. So here we have the billing details, then orders, credit card details, and then click on I have read through the terms and conditions, and on the right side you will say place order. Now once you are able to successfully go through the payment and finish the payment, the next step that you will do is you will come to tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021. Now if you go to this form, it will show you all the details of the person who is making the offering. And then the payment or date and the order number and the like a screenshot of the payment, etc. to be uploaded. So here is the Sankalpa 2021 form. You fill all the disclaimers, payment amount, date, Bhava Samadhi Darshan. And then click on next. In the next page, you will enter the exact offering that you're doing, the names of the family members you want chanted during this offering. The next option that we have is that of while you're watching us live on YouTube, you can go ahead and make show your support and make a contribution to Kailasa. So just click on. I will now project the YouTube live chat and share with you how just while you're watching the YouTube, you can go ahead and
परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम्
live stream page. Right next to the live stream, you see a dollar symbol. So when you click on that dollar symbol, you have three options. 1, to join the channel, 2, super chat, and 3, super sticker. So only the members of the channel will be able to post the questions live during Devi Parashakti Akashic reading. So we invite you to become a member of the channel if you are not already, and you can choose the different membership options: bronze, silver, gold, premium, and platinum. And each of them will have their own privileges and access to exclusive content or being invited to special classes, etc. So you can check it out online and then click on join. When you click on join, you will see a payment portal that opens up, and you can go ahead and enter your credit card or debit card details and their PayPal details, etc. Next, we have the super chat. The super chat is a very, very, very simple way for you to contribute and show your support to Kailasa. So you can enter as minimum as just $1, or you can enter $11, or you can enter $111. How much ever you want to offer, you can go ahead and enter, and then click on buy and send. Now, when you click on buy and send, it again opens a payment portal where you can enter your card details and go ahead and make the payment, or you can pay via PayPal as well, depending on the country of residence. You may have PayPal as an option or not. Then the last is the super sticker, where you want to make a contribution, you want to make offer your support to Kailasa, but through the super sticker, where you want to also send an animated sticker and you want to send it in the chat. So that's the super sticker option. You can choose any amount. There are different stickers available for different amounts. You can choose a specific sticker and make that offering. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this segment. And now we will be moving on to the next segment, where we are going to share with you about how the Supreme Congress of Hinduism has opened his doors and reaching out to Indians in India so that they can protect their lives in multi-layer quarantine facility being provided absolutely free of cost at the Adi Kailasa Sarvanyapita. So let's now move on to the next segment, and I'll be inviting the administrators of Adi Kailasa Sarvanyapita in Bangalore to come forward and share how the campus is being prepared for to provide multi-layer quarantine services.
I welcome you all with my love and respect.
Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Nityananda. The next segment is about Kailasa's multi-layered quarantine opportunity for India during the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19. Joining with me is Mahaashlananda Swami, who is also one of the administrators of Adi Kailasa. Nityananda.
Nityananda.
Now, before we enter into the segment, let us quickly go through the revelations of Devi Parashakti to the world, what she has revealed to the world on 12th of May about a month ago, she revealed that India is the biggest spiritual land where enlightened beings happen again and again, flower as the enlightened beings, and benefit the entire world. We cannot afford to lose the only Bharatam. We cannot lose the enlightenment womb. In order to save the cosmos from cosmic deluge, I built a ship called the Adi Kailasa. In order to protect the humanity from the cosmic deluge, I gathered together all the spiritual energy of the cosmos and built the ship called Adi Kailasa. Due to the cunning strategy of the treacherous people and the ruling of the enemies, the captain of the ship itself had to leave the ship. Here, it is referring to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, had to leave the ship because of the attack, the persecution from the anti-Hindu elements. Now, let all come and take a good bath, get protected and get healed and get all the benefits. Make use of the ship which I built out of huge grace and compassion, and protect yourselves from the huge cosmic deluding destructive dance. For India, I made the ship as protection, the Nityananda Navapashana Lingam in Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa. Crores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana, water feast, and medicine to get the health and protection and enlightenment. For all of them, give Annadan. To protect India from the great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if the captain is not there, ship is there. Now, what we saw was the revelations from Adi Parashakti, where she has beautifully revealed to the world how one can protect themselves from the ongoing pandemic. It is because of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's effort, Swamiji's effort to build this AK ship as a cosmic protection for the entire humanity. And Devi Parashakti also revealed that even if the captain of the ship had to leave the ship, it is because of the assassination attempts and the persecution by the anti-Hindu elements. The captain of the ship had to leave the ship. And now today, let us see the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. What are the contributions? What are the unique contributions that Swamiji offered to the whole of the humanity? And why is that the anti-Hindu elements attacked him and persecuted him for more than a decade? What are those contributions that affected them? So let us go to that segment. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji had conducted number of meditation classes in local schools, especially by the international agencies called Kailasa's White Om and the Sovereign Order of Kailasa. In 2004 itself, the secondary school students were blessed to learn the truths of life and learning, and they were underwent powerful meditation under the direct guidance of Swamiji in Karnataka. In 2006, Swamiji conducted several meditation events in different schools. So what you're seeing today is now in the slide is a picture from Trichy in Tamil Nadu, where Swamiji is conducting these meditation events for the school students. And what you're seeing here is the engineering college students in 2008 in Karnataka. In 2006, the first confluence for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives and of those who risked their lives to save others during the terrorist attack at the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. In 2009, Swamiji conducted Peace March to unite. Swamiji initiated this whole event by different heads in South India. And here you can see peace walk by the peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa, walking several miles in South India to promote peace and unity amongst different religions. And here you can see, even with a fractured hand, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, engaged in selfless work day and night, day and night. He inspired the peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa to engage in such selfless service, leading the nation of Kailasa by example. In 2011, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had a multiple compound fracture with the bone protruding out of the skin. Despite that, in 2013, 2 steel implants that were fastened in 2011 were removed as the bones had healed completely. This picture is after the surgery. Despite that, you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is day and night selflessly working, selflessly serving people with the same blissful smile as we would see him in any satsang. And you can see how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism inspired and guided the entire Sovereign Order of Kailasa to involve themselves, to engage themselves in all the humanitarian efforts. Here, what you see is a monk of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa donating blood. In 2009, the representatives of Kailasa's Red Om handing over their collected donation for the Karnataka, the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. In 2008, a spiritual conference and meditation program led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized by thousands of citizens of Kailasa and all the practicing Hindus in Tamil Nadu. Here, it's a beautiful message from the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where he says that he is happy to note the 5th anniversary of the Nityananda Dhyanapitham of Swamiji and for creating a peaceful environment in the society by making the citizens spiritually aware is an important societal mission, which he understands is being performed by Swamiji's mission in 33 countries across the world. And he further says that he's also happy to know that the part of this anniversary celebrations, Jnanadhan, Aushadadhan, Dhyan and Anadan programs are launched. The former President of India, late APJ Abdul Kalam, also shared that Swamiji, it is such a beautiful joy to experience your blissful smile. When we were children, we lived blissfully, smiled a lot, and we were really happy and fulfilled. But as we grow, we lose your smile. Yet when I see you carry and radiate such a divine bliss. Yes, and you can see the same bliss Swamiji carried throughout his entire public life. Whether he was worshipped, praised by millions of his devotees or persecuted by the anti-Hindu elements, in all moments, he was only carrying that blissful smile. This is in 2007, the Californian Legislature Assembly recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the enlightened master, modern mystic, and greatest saint of modern India, who has taught the science of attaining endless happiness. In 2007, the Senate of the state of California, recognizing the Swamiji for his spirit, dedication, and efforts to raise the awareness of the Vedic tradition and to usher positively on global peace and universal brotherhood. In 2009, Californian Legislature Assembly recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism of his leadership and outstanding commitment to communities around the world, service and selfless devotion to students of International Vedic Hindu University. In 2009, you can see the keys to the city, Artesia, was awarded to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In 2009, he was recognized by the Honorable Jim Carigianis, who's a Member of Parliament, for his contributions as a Global Peace Ambassador. In 2009, the Oklahoma City has acknowledged the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for his unselfish service to the people of Oklahoma City while serving for their spiritual well-being. In 2016, the postage stamp on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was released by the Indian Postal Department on the occasion of Kumbh Mela. In 2015, the Senate of the State of California has recognized and congratulated His Divine Holiness for highlighting and educating the community on Kumbh Mela. And in 2015, the Nityananda Hindu University was authorized by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad as the only organization that can conduct this festival outside India. In 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was awarded the Guinness World Records for the largest rope yoga class. And in the same year, in 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was awarded for Guinness World Record for the largest pole yoga, the Shivastambha Yoga class. And in the same year, one more Guinness record on the largest human Om symbol was performed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nityananda University at Bangalore. In 2017, it is declared as the Paramahamsa Nityananda Day by the city of Montclair in recognition of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contribution to the superconscious evolution of humanity. In 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was named amongst the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities by a renowned esoteric magazine, which is Body, Mind and Spirit. In 2018, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was conferred with the honorary doctorate in humanities by the Commonwealth University. In 2018, the United Nations Global Development Organization respectfully presented to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the superconscious evolution of the humanity. In 2019, the Azteca University in Mexico had recognized the tremendous scientific contribution made by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the field of superconsciousness and has awarded him an honorary doctorate in the sciences for this. So before we go to the next segment, if you are feeling you need to be protected with this ongoing pandemic, and if you want to feel secured, Swamiji has opened the de facto embassies, the spiritual de facto embassies in India, for you to enjoy the free food, accommodation, stay, internet services, and spiritually evolve yourself during this ongoing pandemic. So you have this opportunity, and if you're interested, you can register yourself in kailasa.org/Kailasa Care, KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So while you're getting registered, let's have a short break and we'll be right back.
life consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this Karma Bhumi, the Bhumandala.
Nityanandam, and welcome back. We just saw a very, very brief glimpse, probably not even the tip of the iceberg, of the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism over the last over 2 decades, more than 25 years. Contribution in various fields ranging from humanitarian services, religious services, social services, spiritual services, reaching out to one and all, being by being, not just leaving it at the numbers, but actually contributing to every life directly. One could see in those pictures how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, right from taking every meditation class himself, giving the spiritual counseling himself, giving healing himself, this is how he built the whole Kailasa, brick by brick, literally. The whole aim of Kailasa, as we all know, is to revive that enlightened civilization, the Hindu civilization, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, in all its dimensions and glory. Needless to say, that singular aim and the one-pointed vision of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the very evident meteoric rise, if one could see the photographs with the dates, we saw how right from the time when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was taking classes for engineering colleges for students to just in a couple of years, he's already on a worldwide tour addressing the people around the globe. And as we saw in the certificates of recognition, practically across the world, he got recognized by all kinds of institutions as well as the governments, cities inviting him with open arms, literally giving the keys to their cities so that he could come and enrich the citizens of that city. Accolades just showering on him. Across the world, everybody recognizing the direct contribution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to bringing about peace and harmony in the world and contributing to every individual's expansion, growth, and thereby resulting in a beautiful, blissful community, society, city, state, and a nation. Now that is exactly what irked the anti-Hindu terrorist militants who did not and have never wanted Sanatana Hindu Dharma to come to be alive, because it is directly against their vested interests of holding people under their power, be it physically through enslavement or psychologically through mental slavery, ideological slavery. So that started a massive persecution on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. What exactly happened? How it was done? What multi-layer conspiracy was made against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? We'll just see in a few minutes. As we saw, for his immense contributions towards eradicating poverty, illiteracy, hunger through free food, gender-based violence, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has recognized not only the known 3 genders, but also given with proof what the ancient native tribes have realized in many places, 11 genders that exist, gender apathy, all these, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's revival of the authentic scriptures-based Hinduism irked the vested interests of the atheistic terrorist militant elements on the one hand and the neo-Hindutva terrorists and other anti-Hindu forces on the other. They joined together, colluded, even though their ideologies, so-called ideologies, were just poles apart, ganging up together to execute a massive persecution, ethnocide, genocide on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his followers and Kailasa at large in a massive way from 2nd March 2010. And this continued unabated for the next whole decade and comprised of over 70 assassination attempts just on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, not including the assassination attempts made on his followers. Over 250 sexual assaults on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his followers, the community, the Adi Shaivite minority community, monks and disciples, lawfare of not less than 120 false cases over just a decade, massive hate propaganda in electronic media of over 14,000 hours and print media of over 25,000 articles in 5 years. Destruction of heritage properties worth over 27 million US dollars, and the continuing ethnocide and genocide of over 80 million Hindus worldwide since the last 7 centuries. Yes, you heard it right, 80 million. If one was shocked and pained at the Jewish Holocaust, which took the lives of 6 million, you actually have more than 15 times of that number of people killed shockingly, horribly, unimaginably after extensive torture, which one could not even imagine any human being can go through. Specifically, if one looks just at the lawfare done on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, leaving aside all the physical assaults and mental assaults that have been done on him and his followers, just the lawfare involved delegitimizing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by hate propaganda, disenfranchising him of his civil and human rights, prejudicing him from a fair representation and fair trial, repeated illegal imprisonment coupled with brazen torture, custodial assassination attempts, supported by system justification process in various forms, including the common processes that are used, basically of bureaucracy in the system, absolute outright indifference, self-deception, keeping the whole society in a deceptive state, and diffused responsibility, where there is no one single owner, where the buck is passed, and right from the top to the bottom, there is just a blame game, and eventually it comes down to the lowest person, who is anyways not accountable, who doesn't even know the big picture. That resulted in multiple ways in which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was not only attacked, but justice was denied, and people did not even and do not still even cognize what has been done to him and what a gross injustice, inhuman behavior, absolute human rights violations have happened. So it's resulted in continued system complicity with torture, murder, and genocide, a well-planned, multi-layer false hate propaganda by the fourth estate of the democracy, which is the media, sustained by moral disengagement. So it leaves the broader public in a state of absolute willful ignorance, because you bring in the factor of morality and how a certain person is so-called immoral, motivated denial, out-group victim blaming, where the person, the victim, is actually made to look as the culprit, and he is blamed, and that results in a justification of the dehumanization, the demonization that follows of the person, and literally results in bystander apathy to even something as gross, unimaginable as ethnocide and genocide of a whole community. One can see, we'll just take this time to see just an example of the malicious prosecution that has been done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as we watch this video.
Rape accused, fake godman.
Rape accused.
Accused of raping.
The rape accused.
Rape accused self-styled Godman Nityanand.
Just like that, they arrested me in the rape charge in 2010. They came and arrested, and after they arrested me, I asked, what for you arrested me? They said, rape charge. I said, can you say whom I raped? No, that now only we are investigating. No one is answerable for the whole mess. Even now, there will not be any investigation. Why was Nityananda arrested on rape charge when there is nobody saying they have been raped? I asked them, do you have any statement from anybody? After the independence of India, around 3,60,000 rape cases have been filed. Only rape case 376 where there is no victim's name or altered name. Even altered, there is no victim. Usually, if there is a victim who got raped, they will announce in the media and search for, hey, we have a victim and we need accused. We are searching for the accused. Where is the accused? Where he is disappeared? In my case, hey, we have accused here. What victim? Please come, please come. Facebook ad was given, TV ad was given, and newspaper ad was given for calling for victim. Saying, you please come, we will give you traveling bus fare and we will keep your name secret. Please come, please come. You cannot get justice.
Rape accused.
Accused of raping.
The rape accused.
Rape accused self-styled Godman Nityanand.
We just saw a very brief but probably very explanatory peek, literally, into what was done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the name of lawfare. Literally, if we see, the banality of evil has been supported by system justification in various forms, including the commonly used processes of bureaucracy, indifference, self-deception, and diffused responsibility, where the system itself creates an atmosphere of absolute indifference being made to the victim, the whole delusion making the victim actually look like a criminal, and the responsibility of the same not being, you cannot pin it down to one person. It is just diffused across the whole system, which therefore results in continued system complicity with something as grossly inhuman as torture, murder, and even genocide. It is also denied and suppressed from conscious awareness, even despite compelling evidence, leaving constitutional checks and balances successfully neutralized. Now, that is what lawfare actually involves. It is not something where, like the pre-World War period, one cannot see through the outright inhuman violations being done. Here, the whole system is made in such a way that even though compelling evidence is there, it leaves even constitutional checks and balances neutralized because it's fueled by a well-planned, multi-layer false hate propaganda by the Fourth Estate media. So what happens is the information is successfully not reaching to the people. The truth is never made to reach the people. On the other hand, a massive hate campaign is spread. Disinformation is spread using this powerful fourth estate of the democracy called the media. And it's sustained and probably accentuated by moral disengagement. So portray the victim as somebody who's of a bad moral character, because that's what appeals to the conscience of the people at large. So you leave the broader public in a state of willful ignorance because you've already spread the misinformation. They have no idea about what the truth is. There is a motivated denial that is elicited from the public as a response. And there's a victim blaming. So the person who's a victim is actually blamed because of the disinformation that is spread. And there's a dehumanization of the individual, of the victim. And overall, the whole ambience creates literally apathy, bystander apathy to even something gross as genocide. What is the responsibility of the state, one would ask, in such a case? Well, normally, as per international law, as per various articles of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights as is defined in the ICCPR, the prohibition of ill treatment does not merely create a negative duty on the state agents not to engage in such treatment, but the state also has a positive duty to protect the persons under its jurisdiction from the acts of private individuals, needless to say, from the state itself. To just take an example of what it means to be targeted in very many ways, one can see, we'll just understand over here how as a minority leader, as a leader of so-called minority origin, linguistic minority to be more specific, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was singled out, and how the whole linguistic differences were exploited to show the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as somebody who needs to be persecuted. One can see way back in 1956, to be more precise, the different states of India were reorganized. The primary way of the reorganization was using language as the barometer, as the benchmark. Now, this led to the marginalization of people of the Tamil language ethnicity in the areas which were acceded to from the erstwhile Madras Presidency to the newfound Greater Mysore. The city of Bangalore, which itself was founded way back in 1537, predominantly comprised actually people of Tamil ethnicity in its demographic composition. Until 1991, the people of Tamilian ethnicity formed the largest ethnic group in the Bangalore urban district. In fact, if one sees the 1991 census, for the first time recorded a Kannada-speaking majority ahead of the people of Tamil ethnicity in its district. On 25th June 1991, a very seemingly innocuous or maybe not as dangerous decision was made regarding the Kaveri water, the river Kaveri, which flows all the way from Karnataka to the state of Tamil Nadu. The Kaveri Water Tribunal, constituted in 1990, directed the Karnataka state government to release 25 cubic million feet of water to Tamil Nadu within a year. One should understand that the river Kaveri originates in the state of Karnataka. So needless to say, if the state would like to preserve the water of the river for itself, it could easily dam it up. And that resulted in a number of conflicts between the two neighboring states. And given the probably equal right to natural resource, the state of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka were always at loggerheads. And this particular water tribunal decided to what is a proportion of water that is to be released to the state of Tamil Nadu. Karnataka issued an ordinance to cancel the tribunal's award, but this was struck down by the Supreme Court of India. In fact, the tribunal's award was subsequently gazetted by the Government of India on 11th December 1991. The reason why we went into this in detail is to understand the very many literally axes of persecution done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, one being this particular one where we can see the immense amount of linguistic division created artificially amongst the people, amongst the citizens of the two states, and the natural animosity, or so-called presumably natural animosity created on the basis of division of natural resources. On the other hand, this is one aspect. The other aspect is the neo-Hindutva caste supremacists used this particular opportunity to incite further violence for petty political gains. The very next day, neo-Hindutva caste supremacist extremists of the Karnataka state called for a Bandh. A Bandh means like total lockdown. On 13 December 1991, alleging partisan behavior of the government of India. The leader of the neo-Hindutva caste supremacist extremists declared, Kaveri river is a mother of the Kannadigas, means the people of the state of Karnataka, so we cannot give water to anybody else. The very next day, 14 December 1991, the neo-Hindutva extremists allegedly roamed the streets of Bangalore carrying sticks, shouting slogans, beating up Tamil laborers. On the left, what you see is a repetition of what happened to the followers of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the very same vein. The businesses way back then run by people of Tamil ethnicity, Tamil language, movie theaters, and even vehicles with the Tamil Nadu state license plates were targeted. Soon the riots spread to the Mysore district and other parts of southern Karnataka. The Tamil-speaking villagers were driven out and their properties were confiscated. A curfew of 1 week was declared under section IPC 144 of the Indian Penal Code. The violence, needless to say, left people dead. 15,000 people of Tamil ethnicity were forced to flee the state, though if you see the Constitution of India, it guarantees as a fundamental right for any citizen of India to live in any part of the country. Such targeting of ethnic minorities of Tamil origin continued over decades and continues till date. As one can see here, the followers of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being innocent victims of the same. The inciting and the multiplying by hate propaganda created by the politically owned media. In 2016, even as late as a few years back, in another such protest, 2 people were killed. One can see the editorial director of the Asianet Group, which is a BJP-owned neo-Hindutva media house, which runs Suvarna News channel, gave an interview where he actually said, I'm embarrassed. Instead of disseminating information, the TV channels became agent provocators. So by their own admission, the media channels accepted their role in flaring the violence. They justified their acts, however, blaming other channels to instigate this by a race for just TRP, what is called the television rating points.
The neo-Hindutva leaders have extremely regressive views regarding the sexuality and the rights of people of non-conformist genders. The views of some go to the extent of justifying rape as a tool to suppress native Hindu traditions for their political agenda. Contrary to this, the gender fluidity and non-binary gender theories have always been seen as an everyday fact of life by native traditions worldwide. None of the genders were seen as a rule or an abnormality. Since time immemorial, Native Americans recognized 5 genders. Non-binary genders were recognized, documented, and accepted in Greek history. Native traditions like the Adi Shaivite minority tradition in Hinduism has recognized 11 gender identities. So the Sannyas Sampradaya, the monastic order established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is unique in that it freely ordains women and allows women to perform temple rituals. Women constitute the majority of the senior leadership in by establishing his vision of Hinduism as not just orthodox, but also a highly progressive and committed to gender equality. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also ordained men and women from the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and Dalit communities, which have been discriminated and sidelined by the neo-Hindutva ideologies. A media clip from 2018 highlighting the exclusion of women from the Hindu temples as a consequence of the neo-Hindutva extremist ideology who disregarded the Hindu sacred text, which is Vedagamas. So you can clearly see how ideologically the neo-Hindutva group is sorting something away from Vedas and Agamas, and they want to project that as Hinduism. While on the other hand, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient sciences as per Vedagamas, providing the authentic legitimacy of Hinduism to the entire Hindus. So here you can see Manitya Supriyananda Swami, who is the world's first woman Dalit Hindu monk in the contemporary era, who's performing the temple rituals in the main sanctum sanctorum at the headquarters as a female Hindu priest, which is completely ideologically different to these neo-Hindutva groups who are so gender biased. And here you can see a female brahmacharini offering the Aarti ritual to presiding deities in the main sanctum sanctorum at the headquarters of Nityanandeshwara Parameshwara Devalaya. And Swamiji himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, giving Devi Bhava Darshan as Devi Meenakshi Amman during different occasions. And today's event is also the Devi Parashakti's Akashic reading event. So you can see here this Devi Bhavasmadhi Darshan is an auspicious site of the divine being Devi, and when Swamiji is actually radiating the state of Samadhi in such an ecstatic, devotional, meditative state of consciousness in the state of Advaita with Devi. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, has revealed that the Vedas and Agamas recognize 11 genders and prescribe the specific temple rituals to solemnize gay marriage, which is otherwise considered taboo in today's mainstream Hinduism. He has declared that he himself transcends gender and consequently suffered vicious persecution for his bold, progressive stance on LGBTQ issues. By rooting the legitimacy of gays, lesbians, and transgender people in ancient Hindu scriptures, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is single-handedly challenging the LGBTQ discourse in India. Because of his outspoken advocacy for the rights of women, the rights of transgender people, and the rights of the members of the LGBTQ community, Swamiji has endured over 70 assassination attempts over the past decade. Elements opposed to the progressive forms of Hindu ideology such as Adi Shaivite minority tradition. For the 2 decades, the Swamiji and the dark-skinned ASMT community of Tamil ethnicity have become a target of the neo-Hindutva hate propaganda in Karnataka. In mere 5 years of inauguration by 2005, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had established the presence of his spiritual missions in 33 countries. This was commended and recognized by various political leaders at the state level, national level, and international level. By 2008, the family of the Chief Minister of Karnataka had actually become devoted to Swamiji. You can see the picture of the Chief Minister of Karnataka taking blessings from Swamiji. Here, the ex-Prime Minister of India, Sri Deve Gowda, who's actually taking blessings from Swamiji. The universal acceptance and appeal of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, not just in Karnataka, but worldwide, was unacceptable to Neo-Hindutva extremists of Karnataka, as his origin is of Tamil ethnicity. The politically owned media was directly complicit in the violence targeting the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Adi Shaivite minority community. In 2013, a Neo-Hindutva terrorist wielding a sword had issued a death threat targeting Swamiji from the Suvarna News channel as a panelist of the news debate. On 7th of June 2012, the Suvarna television head Ajit Hanumantavakar led a militant group to kill Swamiji and his chief administrator. The militants broke the head of the chief administrator with heavy boulder rocks for stopping them from serving an anthrax letter bomb to Swamiji. The state government was also an accomplice in this attack, as the government was led by the BJP, led by political parties who also owned the Suvarna TV channel, who employed the Neo-Hindutva militant. In this attack, no formal police complaint was accepted against the militant, and on contrary, Ajit filed a police complaint against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, supported by an arbitrary order by district magistrate directing the arrest of the Swamiji, or the executive order directing by the court, terming the entire process by government as illegal, without any authority, contrary to law, without jurisdiction. The court did not remedy the situation. There were no repercussions for the perpetrators of the crime, who were protected by the state. From 2010 to 2018, several attempts were made to kill Swamiji. Until 2019, demands for extrajudicial assassinations of Swamiji were publicly made by the lawmakers. So you can see the amount of contributions that Swamiji has done for the humanity, for which he was persecuted by the anti-Hindu elements and Neo-Hindutva groups. And despite all of that, what is he doing? He is only opening his doors of Kailasa more and more to the humanity, unconditionally. You can visit the Kailasas of Swamiji, stay there with free food, accommodation, free internet services. You can work from home, and you can evolve spiritually. You can improve your health. You can really live most blissful life in the Kailasas of Swamiji, and all here to enable this, Swamiji has gone through immense amount of persecution. Yet it is his grace and compassion that he has opened up all the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa to one and all without any exception. So we invite every single person, whoever is suffering in this ongoing pandemic. Especially, we know that India is on verge with the third wave of COVID in September. With this, let's not take any risk. Let us be safe. Let us protect ourselves and the family. Let us join. We invite all of you to join our Kailasa, our Adi Kailasa Sarvangapeetam's Protective Preventive Quarantine Center that Swamiji has opened unconditionally to one and all. So to join us, please register yourselves in kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. With this, we will move to the next segment, which is the power manifestation segment. And we'll be right back. Thank you.
And the jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Parama Shivapada, Sayujya. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattamasyadi Lakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Dhammi. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Science of power manifestation. Science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. It is science because each one of us can manifest the powers and it is repeatable. The evidences to show that all humans, each one of us, can manifest all the powers and become superconscious beings. The higher reality of who we are, Bhagavan says, we are not humans having the divine, but we are divine and experiencing the human dimension. And the references from for all these manifestation from the Shastra, scriptures, the scriptural references, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. Apta Pramanas are the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, all the results of their manifestation of all the powers of Paramashiva, and it is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramana, experience of the millions of disciple followers all around the world manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. And the Bhagavan has beautifully said that whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, I myself will initiate them and make them manifest powers. The presence of Bhagavan is in Kailash courtyard, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Clearly, Bhagavan himself has gone through the scientific study, and the disciples, devotees, followers, balasans, all of them have experienced the thoughtless space, and it is measured scientifically. And clearly it shows in science how you can be in the thoughtless space for few seconds. And because of the Bhagavan's beautiful space for each one of us to make us manifest, that he initiates us into the higher space of consciousness, superconscious space, and makes us manifest all the powers. So whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard manifesting power group, simply manifest all the auspiciousness, health, wealth and bliss. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana are from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the Veda Agamas.
Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye awakening is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Vijnana, consciousness. Bhairava, one who experiences consciousness and going beyond the mind. Tantra is the method. Bhagavan has given beautiful methods for us to understand. This is a science and it has methods. You follow the step 1, 2, 3 for whether it is cooking or a science lab, and you come to a result, and it is repeatable, and we can do it and manifest the same result again and again, and anybody does it, the result is exactly same. That's exactly the science of power manifestation. The science clearly defines by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without the movement, having the eyes closed in succession by the stability of the mind and the inner space. Through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam. By having the vision beyond the sight, that reveals any object or place attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. Bhagavan has beautifully said, once you are able to bring the cognition that Paramashiva is your only space, and more you align to that, you will simply see the settling of the mind and beautifully falling into the oneness space and manifesting as the ultimate reality. When you stop the door with the other possibilities, something else opens in you. There was a boat, and this boatman took everybody across the river. And every time somebody comes and sits, and the boat lowers, and there is a nice big hole in the boat, and the water keeps coming inside. And as the water keeps coming inside, the boatman is simply driving the boat, and the person there started saying, hey, the water is getting inside the boat. Don't you have to do something about it? And the boatman simply comes back and takes the water, pours it out, again goes back to the driving. The man is shocked. How can you have a boat with a hole? That's exactly how we live. We let our outside world come in and disturb us. That is why our mind is constantly in disturbance. If we understand very clearly, there is nothing for us to get disturbed. The only thing we have to do is, I am Paramashiva. I am the quantum space which is creating the boat, which is creating the body, which is creating the boatman and the water around the body. And all that is just happening in my life. How would I watch my dream? If I'm watching my life like that, how would that be, and what would happen to me? You will be in such a space of oneness, and you will manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Beautifully, Bhagavan says how the simple Lava and Kusha, they, without telling Sita, they went off to the forest and they want to explore all their possibilities. And Shiva himself comes as Hanuman and beautifully trains them as a master. And he gives him all the fear and greed to see what happens. And they sometimes fall into the fear, sometimes fall into the greed, and each one helped each other to understand the higher science where the context should be. And reviving themselves, they passes through all the tests. Whatever Sita has given, she has given the ultimate science, that Rama is the ultimate. You simply surrender and simply you will understand the higher reality. A simple story, how they say the three axes. We have heard all these stories before. The three axes get dropped. The axes get dropped in the river, and the river god comes and says whether it is golden axe or a silver axe. The woodcutter says, no, it's not my axe, and he gets the correct axe. And then without the fear or greed, he goes and uses the axe when he gets caught in the woods. That is exactly our life. We are caught with the fear and greed. We make wrong decisions and simply fall into the whole myth and have to struggle to get out of it. But when we are very clear, the context is very clear, I will hold only Paramashiva as my space. Again and again aligning to that, even if we fall, is the unclutch. Again and again understanding we are Paramashiva. We don't have to go by all these things. We are higher reality. We are divine. We are the ultimate. We don't have to struggle like this. All the things that we are struggling, whether it is a pain in the body, whether it is incompletion, whether it's frustration, or we are not getting the money that we want, everything is all our own delusion. We are abundance. We are infinite. We are Paramashanta Swarupa. That is my original space. Then why am I always disturbed? Because I am letting to disturb. If I let go that, how I let go when I want to go to deep sleep, same way I can let go now also. That preparation again and again is unclutching. And again holding Paramashiva in that space. A new dimension opens up. Only if you start living that again and again, you start experiencing the higher reality. Every satsang Bhagavan says, I don't say anything new. That is the most shocking thing. But he only again and again says, hey, you are God and you are divine. You are Paramashiva and you can manifest all your reality when you realize that I am all inside you to manifest, waiting for you to see the reality. So beautiful. Let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Siddhas. Here we have Sanjaya. Sanjaya was initiated only for 19 days for third eye. Vyasa initiated him only for 19 days to see the Mahabharata war. But even that was the greatest blessing because he saw not only the Kurukshetra war, what happened there, but he saw all the blessings of Bhagavad Gita, the Vishwarupa Darshana, everything. Very few people got to see it. And Sanjaya was one of them to experience that ultimate space of Krishna and hear the Bhagavad Gita also. But understand, only 19 days he had a third eye that he can see through. People lived only manifesting very small powers. Here Bhagavan is flooding everybody's third eye to make everybody manifest like gods and goddesses. All the powers. Literally, Devi is in a form for us to manifest all of us into gods and goddesses. He's making a superconscious civilization, a beautiful space that all of us can live as gods and goddesses, experience the higher science, and not to struggle as humans. And if we understand what Bhagavan is beautifully sculpting all of us into, that is the ultimate surrender that we can have. If we understand the higher reality, Bhagavan himself speaks in the Apta Pramana how he went beyond the thoughts and merged into the oneness, beyond the fear and greed. The Atma Pramana are Bhagavan's own Leela to show us how as a human we can have a superconscious breakthrough by the right cognition in us.
Is also nearer than the nearest space. Truth is the inner space of the whole cosmos. Truth is also the outer space of the whole cosmos, pervading and uniformly ever present inside and encompassing this cosmos from the outside. Please listen. What Upanishads wants to declare through this verse: break from something which is making you perceive inside, outside separately, moving, unmoving separately, antara, bahyata separately. Listen. Tannai jati, tatte jati, tannai jati. Moving, unmoving separately. What is that that makes you perceive something as moving, something as unmoving? What is that that makes you perceive something is near, something is far off? What is that makes you perceive something is inside you and something is outside you? Listen. I'm going to explain once more my enlightenment experience from the context of this verse. Listen. Please listen. Exactly what was that I realized on the Vaigasi Visagam, Vaigasi month, Purnima Tithi, Visaga Nakshatram evening, when I completed 11 and aging into 12. That year, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Paurnami Tithi. This is the way we Indians keep the date in the memory. We don't keep that, the English calendar date. Somehow, I always kept only based on the Tithi and Rasi and Nakshatra. And so now if you can Google and find out exactly what is the date. Let me describe. Because we never bothered about the Kala. We bothered about only the essence of Kala. When I completed 11 and moving into 12, that year, this has happened. Listen, exactly what happened. Let me describe. As usual, I went and sat on one rock. I did not choose. Please understand. I did not choose. It was just a casual. Usually I'll sit here, there. Somehow, that day I sat on one rock, which has become a Tirtha Kshetra now for all our devotees and disciples. I sat casually. Whenever I find time, I'll go and spend time in that space, in that area, because Devi became enlightened there. My Guru Vibhudananda Puri always used to tell, this is Devi's energy field. That place is called Pavalakundu, Coral Hill. She used to tell, this is Devi's energy space, energy field. So I always used to go and sit there. I was sitting on a rock. To tell you honestly, I was not even doing some serious meditation. I can say in a way the whole ambience was so calm, so beautiful. I decided to close my eyes. Once I closed the eyes, the intensity of my yearning started taking over me. The intensity to realize myself, my true nature, started possessing me. It has taken possession over me. The Kathopanishad declares Shraddha Vivecha. Shraddha just took over Nachiketa. All of you know how fear takes over you, greed takes over you. When a fear takes over you, when you have the panic attack, you just do things. You always feel guilty, shy, let on about it. You repent for it. You don't know why you did it. Same way, when lust takes over you, when greed takes over you, you do things which you can never logically justify even to yourself. But when authenticity takes over you, it will be 10,000 times more intense than fear taking over or greed taking over. It will be 10,000 times more intense, powerful. When fear takes over you, it's called panic attack. When greed takes over you, it's called restlessness. When authenticity takes over you, it is called satori. My sincere seeking that overpowered me, that's the right word I should use. I just felt, what is it I am seeking? Who is that me who is seeking? Who is that me that is deeply discontented about anything I see, hear? Who is that who is deeply discontented even about my own existence? Listen. Almost like, who am I who is so discontented about my own existence? Understand, all of you have discontentment about your own existence, but you never look into why, what, who is having that discontentment. You try to look in, if you get one Rasagulla, you forget that. You try to look in, if you get something else, you forget that. Very easily that question, why, what, who is so discontented, those questions are forgotten very easily. The person for whom the question has become the first and top priority, he is a seeker.
Shastra Pramana are the...
So beautiful, Bhagavan said, the seeking, how it becomes the reality in all of us as the ultimate consciousness. That starts possessing. Now we can see the balasans demonstrating the power of third eye.
Oh, can you read this?
Will you say that again?
Can you read this?
Oh, very good. Impressed? How about it?
How about this?
That's amazing.
Where is the TV? The TV's over there.
That's right.
Where is the red jacket? I don't see it.
There is no red jacket, that's right. Okay, this is an instruction.
Jump up and down.
All right, go for it. Awesome. Okay.
Follow my movements.
Oh, you're walking better than I am. All right, thank you.
Am I scratching my head? No. Now you are? Squatting?
Wow, this is really...
So beautiful, we can see how the child is able to read through third eye just like any other eye. Completely blindfolded, but still they can experience the whole thing. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study which is done on Bhagavan himself. He went through and the disciples, devotees have gone through, Balasans have gone through, and this is the same thing which has repeated many times. You can see from the research how the whole science is revealed. And this is the doctor who has done the whole beautiful science on Bhagavan's brain and beautifully explained what exactly is going on in Bhagavan's brain, and that is exactly how each one of us experiences when we understand the science and follow the science.
Integris Mental Health, James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nityananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light up. They light up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here, right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper.
From time immemorial, it is believed that great masters are always in the state of bliss or causeless happiness. They are unconditionally happy. With modern sophisticated equipments, we are able to detect this truth that dopamine secretion is always abundant in the case of Paramahamsa Nityananda.
The D really stands for divine spark. The D also stands for delight and the dopamine smile. What's also interesting is that he could at will go in and out of the state. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so and so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there. He said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child. Didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditated state. It's probably a very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and join together, and then it becomes a third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience in the third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time.
Beautifully, we can understand how the science has manifested as reality in all of us. Bhagavan has beautifully initiated all of us into the same science, that when you are able to hold that oneness space, even for few seconds, it's clearly shown that you can manifest the higher reality because of Bhagavan's initiation into all of us. And Bhagavan clearly says, whoever comes into my Kailash courtyard, I will be there manifesting all the powers. In deep gratitude and oneness space, one can experience this science very beautifully, is what Bhagavan is again and again telling us through all the pramanas, all the evidences. Just now we played. So make sure your eyes, how do we now manifest the powers? Your eyes, when you close it, still there is light. When you make it very dark, then you start seeing it in your third eye. Something else start happening. And if you have the Jnananjan, you can apply in your Kantamala, you can apply in your third eye and your temples. The Jnananjan is simply Bhagavan's very own DNA, what you're applying, which opens up the higher reality. If you do not have that, if you have the Basma from any temple, that's beautiful. Basma, that Aushadas that you have. If you can apply the turmeric regularly when you go to sleep, simply even women and men could apply. Bhagavan says the detoxing happens in your third eye area. Again and again, he gives the signs for us to understand how it can be done. The detoxification, the calcification of our third eye because of the food habit, because of the lifestyle, because of the thought currents that we cherish. Unlike so much of doubts and confusion and fear in this world, which creates the calcification, which doesn't allow us to do the third eye reading. Now detoxing it again and again and bringing that awareness, and how Bhagavan said, simply that earning to see who I am, and that start possessing me more than anything else, because my only interest was that. And simply I was possessed by authenticity to understand the greater science, which is the greater reality. You are manifester of the world that you are in, and you are the Paramashanta Swarupa. You are more powerful than the nuclear energy. Bhagavan simply doesn't say, we know the Siddhas were able to manifest it as reality. And all the Alvars, Siddhas, Nayanamars, everybody were able to experience it. So it is quite possible for each one of us, not quite possible, always possible for each one of us to manifest the powers. So get some books, get some pencils, papers, and have an eye band which does not allow light to pass through your eyes for a few minutes. The deep meditative space that we are in, where we are Parashakti, manifesting the space, state, powers and being of Paramashiva, simply Paramashiva opens up our higher reality and start manifesting our life. We need to understand this science. For that, he gives simple instruction for us. Please make sure the eye band is completely tied. Wait for the instruction and then you can tie the eye bands. The oneness capsule, you're going to be watching through the third eye. Even normal satsang, Bhagavan says, my balasans listen to the satsang only through third eye. Because the third eye is much beyond the 5 senses. Even the glass can have juice, but it does not experience anything. The same glass is in your eyes, it does not experience anything. Which is in behind your head, which is consciousness, which is understanding the whole reality. Same way, if you make a gesture in your hand, I can understand it, what I'm doing, without even seeing it. If I make it behind my head, also I can see it, because it is part of me. That is how the third eye power also is revealed, because it is part of you. The book is not away from you. As a quantum, as a frequency, you are the reality of everything. The projection, once you be in that state, simply Bhagwan will project whatever you want as manifestation, whether health, wealth, abundance, or any reality. Anything is possible from that state. The ultimate bliss, ultimate amrita, your nectar, immortality, ultimate things starts happening. That is Lakshyam. Higher reality, higher science, how we need to exist and manifest as divine. That is the higher intelligence. The intelligence starts manifesting in us. And it's not that we become something else. Whether it is Krishna, Rama, or Vishwa, all the great saints and great people who went to the Gurukul are not some hermit in some cave. They are proper people, not just people, emperors and avatars who manifested the whole reality. And they understood the science and showed us that going to these space is how we exist as our reality. That's all we need to understand. And how Bhagavan himself step by step says that as a human you can experience the ultimate reality. So no question of Bluetooth or clues or anything. We are not training the mind. There is no mind, there is no thinking. It is beyond the space of oneness with Paramashiva. If you start cherishing the gratitude space, if you start cherishing the oneness space, Parashakti, her eyes, her beautiful self, you will simply start unclutching from everything that you know as outer world and start experiencing something beyond. All you need to bring yourself to that earning space. That's all is the step one. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Remember very clearly, you are Paramashiva and Parashakti as manifestation with 25 heads and 50 hands and 75 eyes. You are Parashakti. Devi herself is sitting in your presence as the presence in you and manifesting all that you want. The auspiciousness starts happening the minute you unclutch from the mind and hold yourself as divine. Absolute unclutching from any word, any thought. How do I do it? Do I know? Nothing is required. The intelligence will take care. Do you plan for breathing or digesting your food or running your brain or your kidney? Nothing. Same way, the intelligence will manifest through me. I am Paramashiva. Declare and just sit with that powerful space. And that is Tyaga. Ultimate oneness with Paramashiva, for Paramashiva to manifest in you, show you the higher signs, how he exists as the beautiful space of oneness, and where start chanting intensely, vibrate with the chanting. Bhagavan says every cell should vibrate with the chanting from your navel center. The Jatagni in your stomach, when you offer the mantra, it becomes Mahavakya and simply you disappear into Devi. And all you know is holding her and in a deep meditative space. Let's start entangling. Please wear your eye bands. Keep your books ready and pencil and paper. Write down everything is shown by Paramashiva. How kids manifest, I can tell you. They write down everything and suddenly something clicks in them and they start writing the correct ones. First, yes, they start telling all the wrong things, but suddenly there is some click which happens and starts manifesting absolutely right. More and more demonstration of these powers makes you into that space. When you're put in swimming, You can't sit or read a manual and learn swimming. You have to get into the water. But if I get into the water, I sometimes drown, and that survival opens up, make me float. That's exactly, even if you drive cycling, you can't just learn by reading some manual. When you sit down and you go out of balance for a few minutes and you fall, but that doesn't mean you don't know cycling. You are so beautiful after a few days. Same way, the fluttering period in the power manifestation to settle, more and more go and do demonstration. Declare Paramashiva is manifesting through you. And you will simply see that happen everywhere, every time you start doing. You will get more and more better with it and understand simply when you surrender your identity, he is waiting to manifest through you and bringing all the auspiciousness and completion, waiting to shower you with the abundance. If you are here, be very clear. You are the chosen son or daughter of Paramashiva. You are the ultimate because you are hearing these words, which is a very, very rare thing. Millions of people, billions of people are there, but they don't come for all these great signs when Bhagavan is teaching. He has come down on planet Earth, the avatar himself, Shiva himself, and teaching you the signs. All you need to do is have the simple integrity and simple obedience. And integrity is you holding your higher self, that you are divine, you are Paramashiva. And simple obedience, following the steps intensely. Keep your cell phone away. Chant Mahavakya, vibrating with it. Bring Parashakti and just remember her eyes, remember her gesture, remember her wants, the beautiful space. Every day she comes with a new dimensions for us to have such a variety, such a dimension breakthrough for us. Hold all this and her showering, her blessing, her meticulously attending to details and her commitment for hours together, showering the boons on everybody. This is the planet Earth. We are experiencing Parashakti coming in real and manifesting through us. Hold that cognition and close everything else and start chanting the Mahavakya intensely now to manifest the power of third eye, reading large words blindfolded.
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
So beautiful. Whatever prasada that Bhagavan has given us, that beautiful ultimate space of oneness, that you feel completely lost in that space. Just verify all the detail. Open your eye bands now and verify clearly, authentically that whatever Paramashiva has shown, the colors, the shapes, the numbers, the pictures, words, even sentences, are what you have experienced through third eye is matching exactly with the books that you are doing the third eye with. Whatever it be, even as good as one word, if you have the Living Enlightened book, that is the best blessing. Anytime you are incomplete and you experience something that you are not able to unclutch, just sit with your Living Enlightened book, wear your third eye band and simply open it. It will not just give you solution, but it will remove whatever you're stuck and give you the liberation, the space of oneness, the deep connection that happens. The book itself is filled with so much of auspiciousness and gives so much of completion when you read it. It is not just a book. How in Bhagavad Gita, it just not gives you solution. It transforms you into the higher reality. Just like that, if you sit with Bhagavad Gita decoded or Living Enlightened book, that you can experience that as an experiential reality. Whatever your problem is, it just does not give the solution. It takes care of the problem, removing that incompletion that you have with the problem. The problem is we don't understand the intelligence, higher intelligence, and we get stuck with smaller things and go on rubbing it on us and make ourselves more frustrated and more into the delusion. Instead, we look from a higher picture, more intelligence. We can solve that and manifest our reality as abundance, as health and auspiciousness in every possible way. If we click with the science, we will be mastering so many different possibilities, the siddhas, knew how to make the body Kayakalpa live for hundreds of years. Not just not get disease, but not even death could touch them. They know the science of manifesting any reality. They can make the cat chant the Mahavakya, the four Vedas, or they can just drink the whole ocean, or transform into a bird. Anything, Kaka Bujender, Siddhar, Agastya Siddhar, all these great Nayanamas and Siddhars were also human beings just like us, had this click of how they can live as a manifestation. Higher science, how when we are dream, we wake up, we say, oh, we have so much more possibility. That's what Bhagavan says. When you wake up to the reality, you have ultimate possibility. You are an ultimate conscious reality. If you just let go these small incompletions and not get engage yourself in those unconscious moments, few moments of your life when you spend in this deep meditation, you bring abundance and auspiciousness. Bhagavan again and again showers us with that. Only we have to hold that. Bhagavan says, if you come with a cup, you can hold in a cup. If you come with a bucket, you can hold in a bucket. But if you give yourself, you can hold me completely and I will manifest as your reality. That is the space of ultimate compassion and deep gratitude, understanding how he is ready to manifest as all your reality. It's like literally saying how Arjuna, Krishna comes as a charioteer where he drives him all the places. It signifies that he is the one who is manifesting Arjuna's life. That is why Arjuna never lost even one war. Whether it is small, whether it is difficult, it's unbelievably large, he has won all the wars because he understood his Narayana when it comes to the war. Same way in your life, if you understand, Paramashiva is waiting to manifest through you. He is there, just the presence can be felt. You will manifest all the auspiciousness. So let's have one more cycle. Please wear your eyebands, keep your books ready, your pens and paper ready. Write down whatever comes to you. Do not think which is right, which is wrong. Thinking is not allowed in this session. Please drop your thinking of whatever you know as you. Let Paramashiva tell you. Be very clear. Let him give all the answers. It's his responsibility once you surrender. So it's like you surrender your passport and get a new visa to the higher space of higher lokas. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely and start holding the oneness space with Paramashiva, Parashakti, and have the beautiful cognition of only verbalization, visualization of Devi. Anything else, unclutch from that. Any word, unclutch from that. Just be in that presence, chant the Mahavakya, entangle with the oneness, with Bhagavan, and start writing down whatever you see through your third eye. If you can see the letters, ultimate. If you just can hear the letters or just the words are manifesting through you, wonderful. Be in that gratitude earning space. You will see the auspiciousness and abundance flowing through you. Let's start chanting and getting into the deep space of oneness meditation, of being the Paramashiva space and manifesting the power of third eye, reading the large words blindfolded.
Manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Jnananda Paramashivam.
नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nityananda Paramashivoham 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda
Whatever the prasada, please remove your eyeband and see what you have written, and please take a screenshot and share it have now experienced is the reality, and how we can experience the oneness with Paramashiva to manifest something more beyond than the five senses that we have constantly thought, which is true. There is something that Bhagavan is opening up in our higher reality that we can experience. So surrender all that to Bhagavan Paramashiva, the powerful cognition and power manifestation, and in deep gratitude, thought currents and your power manifestation in tinyurl.com/power manifestation. You can beautifully manifest all these great truth to billions of people. You have experienced it today. The prasada that you have received, just you can share the picture of that with everybody. It will serve so many people in the world. Just like that, somebody would share something and somebody clicks to manifest through you. And also, if you can see the $, many of you have offered to Kailasa. You can contribute to Kailasa. Every temple, when we go inside, we offer a coin every day and say, Bhagavan, thank you, even as a child. So you can experience the same thing, that you can click on the $, just drop the lowest currency what you have in your country, and simply thank Bhagavan and say, this gratitude, you will see it manifest as your reality. Thanking each one of you, thank Bhagavan, and let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsanandam. Thank you so much. Don't miss. There's more sharing and such breakthroughs that Bhagavan Paramashiva himself is giving for all of us to expand. And after the next satsang and darshan, see you again in Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power session. Thank you, Nitya.
Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each Bhava Samadhi darshan is a spiritual treat. Enjoy. Spiritual feast. Enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each Bhava Samadhi darshan is a spiritual treat. Enjoy. Spiritual feast. Enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each Bhava Samadhi darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each Bhava Samadhi darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each Bhava Samadhi darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a Bhava Samadhi darshan.
Here is the Australia Kailasa. How can I be so lucky and have a happy life in Kailasa? It's a long story. My name is Lichi. My guru is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nityananda Paramashiva. Since I was very little, I already wonder what life for. I really want to know the result, the reason. A long time ago, I think if I earn enough money, I will be very happy person, and then life is for happy. I tried to earn money, and then I'm really rich, but money didn't give me happy. Then I tried to get the happy life in romantic love. Then the really romantic love take me go lots of places. Too many stories during this time. But I still don't feel I get the result, get the life reason. Then I start study from book, from video, from religion in many different ways. And when I study Buddha, that time I really appreciate Buddha gives so much intelligence to me about life. But I don't think study is enough for me. I want to be Buddha. But I don't know how. Who can let me get there? One day I find the video in YouTube, introduce Swamiji in that video. I suddenly, my eyes open wide. I get it. He must be my guru. I can get there. He can let me get what I want to know, and he can take me home, real home. This kind of feeling, then I start study from Nityananda Sangha. One day, Swami Jisasang said he need people devote land, home, money to build up Kailasa. Then I discussed with my husband, decide to give the whole farm to Nityananda. That time, because both of us believe help Swamiji means help whole world. It's a big decision, but we just discussed so short time already. Decide. I really appreciate my husband love me so much and believe me, trust Swamiji so much. Soon here will be big temple, Gurukul, Goshena, and library. Introduce this my story to you, just me. Don't give up any chance to be founding father of Kailasa. It's best thing you can do in your life.
I'm as old as sun, as new as sunrise. The various incarnations happened, gave a breakthrough to consciousness and gave opening to the next level. My responsibility is to introduce new consciousness which manifests powers of Sadashiva. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. I have experienced Sadashiva in his completion, and he has empowered me to transmit that experience to all of you. It's my commitment to all of you. I'll make you experience and manifest Sadashivatva, powers and state and space of Sadashiva. When you manifest powers, naturally the state of Sadashiva and space of Sadashiva starts manifesting in you. More power manifestation, more integrity, more unclutching, more nirvikalpa samadhi, more joy, more restful awareness, more responsibilism, more enrich, more bliss. This tradition has a capacity to retain its authenticity and originality. My purpose is to make this statement to the world. Hinduism is real. Ideas move from mind to mind. Energy moves from space to space. Cognitions move from body to body. That is why even Sadashiva needs a body. He assumed the body because he needs body to transmit these cognitions to you. Whatever I am doing is reviving the original science as expressed in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Vedas and Agamas of the Hindu tradition. Given by Sadashiva, received by Devi, adopted by Vishnu to run this universe is Agama. Agamas insist on us serving beyond our frame. Whatever experience, anubhuti I had by my Guru's grace, Atma Pramana, I do acid wash with Shastra Pramana, Apta Pramana, the ancient masters' experiences. Whatever finally stand, I share it with the world as Sakshi Pramana. I welcome everyone for the grand feast of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Let us go on contributing. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are,
If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa.